Hello, academic stars. Welcome to Caltex Academy. In case you're new, my name is Julius, and thank you for joining us today. On our board, we have a nice and beautiful question. We have a line that passes from this corner to somewhere here and is labeled as 8 centimeters. And we have also this square that is attached to the pink region, having an area of 180 centimeters square. So that is the only information we have. Now for us to go ahead, we need to make some simple analysis. But before we move on to analyze, if you have not yet a member of this great family of academic stars, go ahead and do so. Subscribe to the channel, share this video with a friend, and also like this video. Now with all this said, let us move on and we start analyzing our question. So here we can start by labeling this part. We can say this is A and here is B. Then we move to C, D, E, and let's say F. The next thing we can do is to make sure that we find this distance from F up to E. We can call it as X. Now if this is X, since we know from A to F as 8 centimeter, meaning from A to E would be 8 plus X. And also let's take advantage of this length AB. AB to the semicircle is the diameter of the semicircle. So any two legs extended from the diameter to any parts of the circumference always meet at right angle. So using this property, from F to B and F to A is at right angle. Now let's drop this line and we have this as at 90 degrees. So I can just make some estimation to represent our 90 degrees. So after this, then we can use the leg theorem. Now, how does this leg theorem state? So let's have a draft of a right angle triangle here. What I'm doing is an estimate is not accurate or drawn to scale. Let me just estimate something. And we have that. Remember, it must be at 90 degrees somewhere here. So let's start labeling this as A, B, C. And we can call this as B, as A, and then the hypotenuse H. The theorem states that the square of any leg, let's say this leg AC, that is B, remember is the square, is equals to the product of the hypotenuse. For now, our hypotenuse is H, and the projection of that leg to the hypotenuse. So the projection of the leg AC is the same as this distance from here up to there. Maybe we can call this D, and we give some ratios here as P, and this becomes Q. The projection of the leg AC is P. So we multiply them together. We said for any leg, so we can consider B or we can also consider A, and we have A square is the same as the hypotenuse times the projection BC as Q. From this theorem, and we look at what we have here, we're not going to consider this AB because there's no information here, and that is what we are looking for in order for us to get our radius. So there is an information between BE and then AE because we have 8 and the X we're looking for here. Now applying the leg theorem here, remember the spelling is this leg and we have our theorem. So applying this using BE because we have something here, and we say BE square must be equals to the hypotenuse. This is also at 90 degrees. Our hypotenuse is AE, which is the sum of AF and FE, and that is 8 plus X. And I like always starting with the letter. So let's say X plus 8. And this must be multiplied by the projection of BF to EF, and that is X. So when we take a look at BE, BE is the side of this square. The area of a given square is side times side is the same as this BE square. And literally, BE square is the same as what we have here, and that is 180. So we can move on and replace our BE by 180. This must be equals to, now here we can open up this bracket and we have x square. If we multiply x and x, then x times 8, we get 8x. Now after that, we can collect them all to one side. So taking this 180 to the next side here, we'll be left with 0. And this is the same as x square plus our 8x minus 180. We have reached to a nice quadratic equation, which we can rearrange to say that the 0 is in the right hand side. So let's do that by rearranging before we start solving it out using any method of our choice. We just simply write here our x square plus 8x minus 180. This must give us 0. We can use any method to solve this, either factorization, using the formula, completing the squares, or even graphical method. Any of the method is accepted. For now, I'm going to use factorization method. And for us to factorize, we need to take the constant. Our constant is 180. So what are these two factors of 180 that when we add them together, we get 8, and when we multiply, we get 180. So we can see here that 10 is one of the factor, and also 18 is one of the factor. When we multiply 10 times 18, we get 180. But remember, one of the factor must be negative. Since what we have here is positive, then the least values will be negative, such that when we add negative 10 plus 18, we get our 8 that is positive. And when we multiply negative 10 and 18, we get our negative 180. So from here, we'll use these two factors to disorganize this term in the middle, maintaining the terms x squared and negative 180. So taking our negative 10, attaching our x here, we also add 18, then we have our x. Now we also copy our constant here, that is 180, of course is negative, and this must give us 0. So there are two pairs of numbers here. The first pair is having x squared minus 10x. We can factor out also a common factor of x. Then we're left here with x minus also 10, because that x has been factored out, and we see 18 is common. So we have plus 18, and inside this bracket we have x minus. To make this 180, when we pull out 18, we must have 10 here, and this is equals to 0. So let's collect the coefficient to form one of the factor, that is x plus 18, and we pick one of these brackets. Of course, they are identical. So we have x minus 10, and this is 0. So using 0 properties, that when you have a times b equals to 0. So using that property, our first factor here, that is x plus 18, should be equals to 0. When we solve out this, our x is negative 18, and the next value here is x minus 10. This is equals to also 0. Solving out that, we have our x equals 10. Definitely one of these is not the solution, because we are dealing with length, and there's no length that is measured in negative. So we have to reject this solution. Now from here, x is 10. We can go back to our diagram here. Instead of writing x, we can replace this x here by 10. Now since we have known this, then we can go ahead and use also Pythagorean theorem to find out this length A, B, because the Pythagorean theorem we are applying to triangle A, B, and E, where the side here being squared is the same as what we have written earlier on there. So let's say this distance AE is 8 plus 10, that is 18. So let's move on and do that by having some small sketch. So the diagram looks like this. Let's try to sketch something, though not accurate, and we have this at right angle. So our leveling, we are A, B, and this is E, and we said AE is 18. Then this is what we're looking for, and here we have the square. Remember, it was attached to that. Now we can apply this formula, Pythagoras theorem, to get our AB square is the same as the square of our hypotenuse, that is AE, minus the square of the height, and that is BE. So we can make substitution, and we have AB square. What we're looking for is the same as AE is 18, and this is squared, minus BE, that is 180, because it has been squared already. So let's move on and maybe have our calculator to square our 18, and we subtract out our 180 to obtain 144. Therefore, AB is the same as 12, and since the measurement was in centimeter, then this must also be centimeter. Now let's move back to our geometry to see how it's coming up. So we said AB is 12 centimeter, and we know that AB is the diameter of this semicircle. We're trying to look for the area. Therefore, diameter is the same as twice radius. This is the same as the diameter, and since we already know our diameter to be 12, we can get the radius by dividing both sides by 2. Therefore, our radius is 6 centimeter, and since we already know the radius, then it becomes easy for us to get the area, that is pink, and that, of course, pink area is the area of the semicircle, and is gotten by half of the area of the cycle itself. So we have half pi r square. Then making substitution, we have half of pi times 6 square. If we square 6, we get 36, and 36 divided by 2, that is 18. Therefore, our area is 18 pi, and that is square centimeter. Of course, this is the accurate one, but feel free to also get the rounded version by having our 18, and this is multiplied by the value of pi. Let me get pi as not in a rounded version, and we have it as 56.55 to 2 decimal places. So if we need our answer of this in 2 decimal places, making 4 significant figures, then we say our area of this pink semicircle is 56.55 also square centimeter. Oops, I've made some error. This is not cube, but it is square centimeter. Cube is for volume. Sorry about that. And that is the answer. Of course, this one is where we have made some rounding, and error has been created here. Otherwise, the accurate one is just simply with pi as 18 pi. So if you have gotten some value from this video, you can also show your gratitude, by the way, by subscribing, sharing this video with a friend. Will not cost you anything, and see you in the next upcoming videos. Peace out.